you're on this journey to like
Yeah.
discovering your most authentic self. I've had this impression that back home I was feeling very suppressed in terms of who I am, how I'm seen by my environment around me back home. Our culture, like coming from Asia, it's gosh, we have so many pent up like emotions, you know.
Oh, it's a sunny day today, and I don't want to stay with you under the sun. Oh, under the sun.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Radio Turku Summer Edition. Here are your hosts, Noemi and...
Simon, myself. Welcome everyone. It's very sunny today in Turku.
So today we have two very special guests because one of them is actually visiting Turku for only one day. and the other is staying now in Turku.
Yes,
Officially a
indeed.
Turkulainen. So Hazar, Minjeong, you are both coming from Asia actually. I realized after people were like, you invited people from other continents, but only Asia.
Yeah.
So, could you describe yourself a bit shortly? For example, Hazard, what are you doing here? Who are you?
I don't know what I'm doing. no, just kidding. I'm Hazy. I'm currently a master's student, soon to be doctoral student, studying chemistry at Åbo Akademi here in Turku. I just am mostly spending my time here in Turku for some kind of summer job. So, yeah, taking it chill, like the job, not too
Yeah.
much work because everyone here in Finland apparently is on their summer vacay.
So you're coming from the Philippines. From which city are you
Oh
coming
yes,
from?
yes. Oh yes, I forgot where I came from. Yes, I'm from the Philippines. Yes, I'm from Manila, like from the suburbs of Manila. Actually, now there in July, it's kind of rainy now, I would say,
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
is
kind.
it like the monsoon season?
Yeah, like I mean, we only have like two seasons. Like either it's really hot summer during March to May, like 36 degrees, and then yes, it's kind of normal. But then like after like July to October, then it's like monsoon season. Yes.
Okay, and here we have Minjeong. Can you
Yes.
present
Hi,
yourself?
I'm Minjeong or MJ, and I'm from South Korea. And I'm from kind of suburb of Seoul. And now I'm in Turku for see Noemi and see other friends. Now I'm just traveling Europe for a month and a half. I will go back to Korea soon and then I will study. I'm studying psychology and social work.
So Minjeong came to Finland to do an Erasmus exchange.
Yes, for a semester.
So it was Erasmus program.
No,
No.
Erasmus is just for European countries.
Okay.
And we just call exchange students. But I realized like for European students, they feel like they know Erasmus well. Like when I say exchange student, they say, exchange student. So I just tell them, Erasmus. But basically it's not Erasmus, just exchange student.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing to me as well. Like, well, for my master's, I'm also doing like this Erasmus thing, but then it's like a degree program. So then when I say that, I'm doing Erasmus, they think that I'm doing an exchange. So I don't know, it's not necessarily like, okay, Europeans, but also like people from outside Europe can also do this Erasmus experience.
I
So
didn't know that.
Yeah, because I remember, like, Minjeong, you came with a program that was only 6 months, like a semester, but Hazzy,
Yeah.
like, you had a really strange program. It was the first time I heard about it.
yeah, I was doing like 2 years. Yeah, so I started like my first year of masters in Estonia, and then I had to do this mobility thing to Finland. So I stayed here for a year, and I'm staying here.
Yeah, in the end, staying in this cold country.
Have you
Yes.
been in the Nordic country or in Europe in general non-stop, or did you go back to Philippines from time to time?
No. I just went straight to Europe, and it was actually like the first time for me like traveling outside the Philippines, and it's such a big jump. Like,
Yeah.
it's just everything's a new experience, and I'm loving it, I would say.
Yeah, I want to ask you two more questions about like the culture shock when you arrive to Europe, because it's like for sure quite different. But first I would like to do a small game about Turku, because this show is more focused on Turku, and you spend a bit of time here, so let's see if you still remember. It's
I'm
about
not sure.
places in Turku. So I will give you 3 words, and you need to tell me to which place we are related.
Okay.
So, for example, if I say, I don't know, mics, people, camera, you guess, okay, it's the podcast studio.
It's here.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not confident.
And Simon will play also because he doesn't know all the words I put.
Okay.
For example, we will start with seagull, rock, festival.
I know.
Riverside?
Okay, Turku. I was thinking, yeah, by the Aura River or like
Close your eyes. Imagine the seagulls, the rock,
A
a festival with
Rowis
seagulls.
Rock. I don't know. No.
Nice try.
Festival.
But actually, I'm saying rock because it's like
Oh,
closer.
rock.
not-
Okay,
Yeah,
like a stone.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
I was like,
thinking-
maybe it's too Frenchy translation. I need to put a stone.
The only thing that I have is just Riverside, because I saw so many seagulls today and yesterday in front of the Riverside.
And they can
Yeah.
they are dangerous. They can steal your food.
Yeah,
right from
it's
the
a
Oh,
beginning.
yeah,
restaurant.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
annoying.
When they approach, oh my God, yes. Seagull.
Okay.
Stone.
So, port? You need to give an answer now.
No, is it the castle? No, festival. There's like a the Turku castle. Wait. I feel like I'm getting warm here.
Okay.
Oh, shucks.
I would say Ruissalo.
Fail.
Oh.
Damn.
River fail.
Duh.
And Hazard was right. It's the castle of Turku.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, because of the old rocks.
Yeah.
that's what you
because
mean by
it's a
rocks.
castle. Basically, there is only stone in this castle for me.
Yeah.
And actually, I had a friend visiting it last week with a guide, and apparently it was super nice. So I was thinking, maybe I should go with a guide next time, because most of the rooms are empty. So
yeah,
you
the castle can be quite boring when you start the visit. You just go through endless rooms and
It's like a maze, I would say. Like it's really like,
Like first
I
time-
went here before.
First time I took my mother there, she kind of hated it because she thought like, okay, that's a nice castle, but is there actually something to see in this castle?
yeah, I think with a guide it's way more interesting,
Yeah.
because then you have the history. And actually, yesterday I visited a museum that I really advise you. It's like on the hill, and it has old houses, like old.
Luostarinmäki,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly, exactly. Thank you.
Haven't been there.
Really nice.
handicraft museum.
So the second one for now, 1 point for Hazard. So grass, cross, hippies.
Oh, wait.
Grass.
Okay, yeah, this one is
cross,
quite easy.
Hippies. Minjeong is like,
Hippies.
what?
Where do hippies mostly hang? With grass?
Close your eyes. Imagine the hippies in the grass.
Yes,
Yeah, the hippies are hanging a lot in Turku, but there is one spot where they often meet.
Oh my God. Is this close to the center or?
You know, like now I feel I've never been in Turku. I don't know anything.
That's what you get to come back to.
Honestly, these one were the hardest one. I tried to make them a bit difficult because I didn't want you to guess too fast.
I was gonna say the park next to the cathedral by the river.
Okay, the part next to the cathedral. Now we need answers.
Yeah.
Minjeong.
I mean, like the problem is I've never know the name. Like,
You
Well,
can describe like the
yeah,
part next to
describe
the
us
cathedral.
where
it works.
what you
Yeah.
think. Where is it?
1, 2,
Oh, you're so hard on everyone.
But Simon said it was easy, so
Well, I don't know if that's the answer, but
Go.
I would say Koroinen.
Exactly, Koroinen.
Koroinen.
In front of the student village, there is a spot with a giant white cross. that has, hippies are often going there.
Oh, no.
You can see it when you walk on the riverside from the student
yeah,
village.
it's like there's this path that you go from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
then
there
you
is a
cross the
cafe
bridge.
place, and the
Yeah.
hippies, they have
With
parties
old
there.
buildings and cafe there, but
Yeah,
it's
really
not
nice cafe.
open very often. It's very.
I think it's during the weekend.
But there's a lot of events there in the summer. Friends from Tuemu do
Yeah.
events there. We will have them someday as a guest here in this podcast also.
Wow, that's cool.
So now, Minjeong, this afternoon, you know where to go. Visit
Koroinen.
Koroinen. Okay, number 3. Birds, again. Terrace, student card.
Asarin.
Yes.
Oh my
Minjeong
god.
was veloce come la luce. Fast as light.
I could have
Yes.
never guessed this one because if you're not a student, you never go there.
I don't know, like the birds. Like why? Because
On the
birds
They
go.
terrace.
always enter
Always,
this
yeah.
cafeteria. It's a
Yeah.
nightmare. So Asari is a cafeteria in the city center. It's the most popular one, I would say, because it's open during weekends and quite late in the evening. And so the canteen in Finland for students, it's about €3. For me, it's really cheap, and the food is quite
Yeah.
Oh,
good. You
yeah.
have like some salad bar that are unlimited, and then a main dish, a drink, for example, milk or
Lingonberry juice.
yeah, this
Yes.
kind of
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I
the
love
thing.
that.
It's not only that it's cheap. It's like it's cheap and quite good quality for
Yeah, and
cheap
healthy
food. I mean,
because you have a
Yeah.
lot of vegetables. You can every day there is at least one vegan dish. This was so
Very
shocking to me.
for
We will
everyone.
talk more about it during the episode about food, but for me it was like really wow.
Yeah.
go Finland.
I personally like the bread, like because it's always like warm and
No, for me the bread is a struggle. But we
Really?
will
Dog
accept
You're
it.
from France.
France.
Dark
Yeah.
bread? You have a problem with dark bread? The rye bread?
No,
Oh,
but
the
it's
rye
not.
breads also.
They make a sort of white bread that is super dry. If it goes out of the oven, it's okay. But
Oh.
Yeah.
after 1 hour, you cannot eat it. So now you will need to fight for the next one. I hope everyone. The fastest wins. Tuesday, pretzel, smoke.
Heidi Bar.
Yes.
Oh,
No, when you say
geez.
Tuesday, I just think about Tuesday, €1. Heidi Bar.
The logical connection. So Heidi's bar is a terrible bar in Turku where it's really terrible, where a lot of student parties, and on Tuesday the shots are €1, so it's really popular in Finland
Yeah.
where the price of
€1
alcohol.
shot? Why have I never been there?
Really, you were not aware about it.
I've never been to Heidi's bar.
It's like really the music, my god.
Well,
Yeah.
you're not really making me want to go there right now.
No, don't go. Please don't go.
Yeah, don't go. It's €1, but the
Is it
quality of shot, it's shitty. Sorry, Heidi.
Ooh,
I will put sense.
some shade.
How can you describe the atmosphere in Heidi's?
Bunch of people. They're crazy, and like you can see like the workers there like go up to the table, and then they suddenly dance on the songs, and you can see, wow, what is this?
Oh.
And then and like so crowded. I could
crowded.
say crowded.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a German style bar.
that's what I was gonna ask,
Where is
yeah.
Germany in this? Every time I bring German
Yeah.
friends, they're like, what?
Kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you know this movie, Coyote Ugly. Okay, probably no, never mind. But yeah, when you said like the workers are like dancing, going over the
Tables.
yeah, the tables and just like dancing to the music, that's what it reminds me of. But then like I've heard stories of some friends who like went to Heidi's for like these parties from ESN.
Yeah,
how it
for
got
the
so
ESN
crazy. And yeah, I personally haven't gone to Heidi's, but like people have told me, oh, let's go there sometime, and I was like, okay, fine, but that time never happened.
So you never visited
It's
it
like one of those things with your friends, like you plan something and then it's like, okay, should we do it now? And then it's like nobody's saying anything. It's
lazy.
like, lazy. Yeah, that's the word.
Everyone ends up preferring to go to El Gringo and then Dynamo.
Oh, yeah.
Dynamo.
Dynamo, the best. Everyone
Duco.
recommends Dynamo.
Duco. I mean,
Dunku, I
Dunko. Oh, Dunko. At least that's
Oh
what the
my God.
Finnish.
You're
Yeah,
such a
yeah, but-
Turkulainen now. You're such a Turku person that you even use the little nicknames for the places.
Yes, feeling culture. Just kidding.
Okay, fancy, Nordic, bucket.
Fancy.
Fancy, Nordic, bucket.
Bucket.
Is it like it's not Turku city?
No.
Oh yeah. Like you do some sauna
Yes.
and then you jump on the water.
Yeah, you do avanto, which is when you go to swim in the cold water.
I was thinking actually Järvela.
Yeah,
Villa
exactly.
Järvela.
Villa Järvela.
Oh,
Well done.
wow.
I put fancy because for me it's so strange when you go to other saunas like Uitamo, where it's normal
It's
people
less
and
fancy.
in
Yeah,
Villa
yeah.
Järvela it's a lot of tourists and a lot of people who are like with fancy swimsuits
Yeah.
and muscles
And
and,
different-
yeah, really.
Different kind of jacuzzi, I heard, like some kind
It's
of.
not jacuzzi.
different,
It's like the palio, I think.
the palio, yes.
Yeah. That's why I put Nordic. I was thinking of Nordic bath, but if I put
Okay.
Nordic bath,
I was
Oh,
really
yeah.
confused because when you started with Nordic and fancy, I was still thinking about food, so restaurant, and
I
then
thought, me
yeah,
too.
but then there was bucket, so like
Yeah, and bucket-
KFC.
no, bucket. It's because people are
shock.
crazy. There is like a sort of competition, implicit competition between the men going to this sauna place. They throw so much water
Yeah.
on the sauna. It's
Oh,
horrible. So
That's
you
not
are
how you enter
dying,
the
and
sauna.
there is a sign now that between 9 to 10 p.m. They can do whatever they want.
Okay.
And so it's impossible to stay in the sauna. Really, like you are with the head down because your ears are burning and you're like,
Oh gosh. When she said like bucket, I thought of the ice bucket challenge. So it's like, okay, it must be some shock or like cold.
Ice bucket challenge. Do you still live in 2018 or what?
18, I
I
think
think
it
I
was
don't
older.
remember.
older, yeah.
But you know what? Like it's becoming like it starts again in Korea this day.
No.
So they do like bucket challenge. Maybe we.
Oh my God.
gosh.
I don't know why.
I was happy to stop.
I love that Villa Järvela. Like I went there with my volleyball folks last.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It was really nice, and we were just like chilling in the sauna. Nobody was throwing hot water. I like on the. I
You
like
were
water.
just enjoying.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not even the idea. I mean, if you ask most, like, of course, these are isolated incident, I would say, because if you ask most Finnish people, they will tell you that sauna is a place to relax
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's
to
not
actually
a
not
competition.
suffer.
So I wanted to ask you a bit about now the culture shock when you arrive to Finland. Maybe it's cultural shock now. I realize
I
that
never
maybe
know
I'm
if it's
saying it wrong since
Culture
the
shock or
beginning.
cultural?
Culture shock.
Yeah, let's ask the English speaker.
And first of all, I would really like to know about the climate, because maybe it was not so big for you, MG, because I think in Korea you have proper winters,
Yeah,
right?
we have.
But for Hazy,
Oh no.
maybe it was more of a shock.
Yeah, was it the first time you were seeing
Regarding the
snow
climate.
actually?
Oh, yeah. So I already had my first experience of winter in Estonia when I did my first year. And, you know, like, I think, like, people back in the Philippines have this dream of, like, because when we watch these Christmas shows, like Hallmark TV shows, like, oh, it's always magical, Christmas, snow. And then we make like false snow at some several like parks just to have that complete experience. And then like me seeing it for the first time, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing some ice. Like so snowflakes. And everything is so lovely. And it's like, oh geez, I'm liking the snow. And then it's hard for me to like grasp the other perspective with people saying that, oh, winter here is so long. And you get to just like stay indoors. So it's like, for me, it's kind of comforting experience, I would say, winter.
Positive shock.
It's a positive shock, yeah. Kind of like jumping in the cold water after sauna.
Fresh.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really amazing. Like people, like I call my friends back home and they're asking me, oh, how's the snow there? And then I try to like sell them like in a good way that, oh, it's not so bad and you can really adapt. But I know also like some people who are like, oh, it's too cold, I cannot stand it here. It's like,
Yeah, for me
Okay.
it's long. How did you feel about the winter? Because you arrived at the moment where it was
Yeah,
quite
like
cold.
I arrived in like first day of the year. I thought the winter would be really cold here, but surprisingly it's warmer than I thought. So
Oh,
when
warmer.
yeah.
Oh.
So like I'm from northern part of Korea, and also like in Korea it's really dry in winter
Mm-hmm.
and really windy. Still, I thought Turku would be much colder than Korea. But when I arrived in the airport and when I just come to Turku, I was a little bit sweaty. Because like also because I have like big luggages, but also like I prepared everything because I don't want to suffer from the cold weather.
Yeah.
But I prepared too much, I guess. And,
Yeah,
it
so
was-
good
It was
clothes.
actually your first sauna experience after all.
and also like the thing that I surprised, it's snow, because I already experienced snow but not this much. And also I exactly remember that day, like I wanted to go to like some place to buy some sports thingies for my Lapland trip. And then when I out there was heavy snow, and it literally just like snows hit my face and I feel it's hard.
Yeah.
I've never felt before, so I was like, what happened here?
Yeah, when it stings like little needles.
Yeah,
thrown at your
yeah,
face.
yeah, yeah. And nobody used umbrellas.
Yeah. Yeah. That is like something. I was like, oh my god.
I would never think of bringing an umbrella.
I mean, yeah, winter
Yeah.
I would be too lazy.
I think
like, oh, you need to
yeah, I
bring
think you
it.
both think of it. I think that's
for the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
for snow
For
in Korea,
snow.
we use umbrella. But
Really?
yeah,
Oh.
because like there's heavy snow. Anyway, we were gonna get wet, so people use umbrella even in the winter. But here, like there was heavy snow, but nobody used it, and people just suffering from the snows. So I was like, why?
Yeah, and
never
actually,
use
I've
it?
seen Asian people using umbrella for the sun also.
Yeah,
Yes, it's a
true.
thing.
We
Yeah.
never use it.
Yeah,
yes.
like when I have my Filipino friends, for example, this really
Yes.
sunny weather today, and they are taking out their umbrellas. I was like,
Okay.
what are you doing?
Yes,
Yeah, it's super
I've seen,
strange
I've seen
for
people
us.
here, yes, from Philippines or Indonesia, Malaysia. As soon as there is sun, yeah, they pull out their umbrella. And first time I was shocked because in France, maybe it's not the case anymore, but the generation of our parents or grandparents, they had this saying that if you pull your umbrella when it's sunny, you will attract rain. And so that's why you should never do it.
It's true. Now I remember.
Probably that's why it's always raining in the Philippines. Yes, now that made sense. Okay.
Everything is.
Oh,
and
jeez.
But thank you, MG. That's a wonderful idea. I think now next winter I will bring my umbrella with me
Yeah.
because
You will create a new trend.
Why don't we do it?
Trendsetters.
And I was thinking, like, can you tell us a bit about the first week? Like, really, when you arrived, what were the first things you saw about Turku, and that were like, how did you feel? Were you a bit stressed? Were you excited? Like,
For me, first few days of like Turku, it was super stressful because my luggage was too heavy and I had two ones. And then like when I arrived in Helsinki, I took the train from Helsinki to Pasila and then I need to change it. But I missed it, and then
Oh.
it was the totally first time to say something in English. And I needed to explain what happened to me, and I missed the train to someone, and I need to like new tickets and everything. I was so stressful,
Oh,
and then
no.
there was my two big luggages, and then I didn't know how to do it, and I just saw someone who were the best, and I just go there and just like pointing my phone. And I missed it, and then fortunately he helped me, and then he called to someone instead of me, and then like he trying to solve the problems. And then when I arrived in Turku, I need to eat something, but
jeez.
everything was closed. That it's not like in Korea, especially in Seoul, everything opened until 10 or 12,
wow. Okay.
and like even in first day of year, like even the
Holiday.
new year, even holiday, everything opened.
Okay.
So for me, of course, I thought I can buy something to eat, but of course not. So I just, I was like, okay, what can I do now? And I just,
No food.
no food. So I just opened my luggage and I found like
Comfort
instant,
food.
instant noodle and just ate it. But the problem is I don't like instant noodles at all. So I just ate it like
Why did you bring them? If you
I mean, just in case.
Just in case. Well,
That was
actually,
In
smart.
these situations.
it was a
That's
good
smart.
idea after all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Emergency noodles.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's
And then
so-
after that day, I put everything in my dormitory room, and then I was stupid because I never used the key. So
Yes, I remember.
You've never used the key. What do
yeah,
you mean?
we just use like
very
Ah,
high
the
tech
codes.
stuff.
yeah. So I've never used the key in my life before, and then
Crazy! I didn't realize.
Okay, now that's a cultural shock. Because
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
No, and you need to tell us after about the thing to enter a room with the song. Opening a parenthesis, but when I was entering Minjeong room, she was singing a song,
Yeah,
and I was
that's
like,
true.
"What are you doing?" Every time someone enters the room, can
there's
you
a
explain
typical
it?
song. There was a like TV show when I was really young, and then the TV show is like showing the really cool house, really beautiful house, and there's always background music. It was really popular TV show. So after that, when people introduce their room or introduce their own house, when open the door and when you go there, like we always sing the song da 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 da.
It was so cute.
Like this. So when I sing this song, everyone can sing along, and then we just sing, "Oh, like your room is so cool."
So
Is this like a variety show in Korea?
yeah, kind of
What's
modern house. I don't know.
okay.
Modern
Modern house.
Modern house. Oh, it's in
Love
English.
house, I guess. Love house.
Love house. But
Yeah.
now you will know if you enter a Korean house, you need to sing. We
Yeah.
will
Yeah,
put
okay.
the link of
Because it's not just you. It's like everyone from
every
your generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
if you can send me the link after, I will edit
Okay,
in the bio.
I will send you.
I would have to ask my Korean classmate about that because I never got that
Welcoming song.
Yeah, so I feel like okay, we should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will send it. On the first day, I was not used to using the keys, and our dormitory rooms. It's closed automatically, so I was like, okay, I need to think about it, but I forget it. Of course, I'm never used to it. And then I put everything, and then maybe I wanted to go to the kitchen. And then I forgot my keys, and I didn't have spare key. And it was the first day of my
Oh my
No.
gosh,
exchange students.
that is
So I was like, what the fuck is this? And what should I do? And then like Kai Noemi was there, and she said,
to the rescue.
yeah, she can borrow the mattress things, and I can sleep on like other Korean girls' room.
Ah, yes, because they were two Korean girls, and I remember they
Yeah.
rang my door like,
Yeah.
she just locked herself out, and now she cannot sleep anywhere.
Yeah, and then I didn't want to bother like other Korean girls, so I just like call, I don't know,
The security
Mhm.
guy,
Yeah,
yeah,
and then
they
I-
can open the door in
I
peace.
paid 40 euros first day, and I opened my door, and
Okay. No student discount for that.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So usually the first time it's free, and so if you are living in Tus, so the student village of Turku, but the problem is that during weekends or evening you have to pay.
Gosh, a lot of happenings in your first
Yeah.
day of tour. Oh my god.
And after that, like because there's a heavy luggage and I suffer from everything, and then I got a cold, and like my condition was so bad on the
Oh,
first
no.
week.
Horrible first.
It was horrible. And then like I met Korean friends after that day, and then we had lunch together, and then like there was a Moon, like other Korean girl. She told me like I seem so bad person because I didn't say anything and I just ate lunch because I feel so bad. And then she thought I'm really tricky, picky girl. So she said like, okay, I cannot be a friend with me because I seem so bad.
Oh.
First impression.
Yeah, it was so bad to
okay.
everyone.
So
But in the end, you had a really nice group of Korean
Yes,
friends. I
really
think
nice
you
time
were a
here.
really funny group that organized karaoke's in our
Yeah.
floor.
Oh my god. Why? Okay.
Yeah, it was really, and it was so funny
Karaoke.
because they were in the room near to mine, and sometimes you go in the corridor and they were like, na, 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 like 5 girls in the room.
Blackpink in your area. Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's only.
Hazzy, can you tell us about your week? I hope it was better your first week.
I mean, now that I heard like her story, it's like okay, I give it to her. I'll give it to her. But I arrived in Turku sometime in August, mid-August, and back then, so I was from Estonia, and then I've heard like these stories about my other classmates from Estonia moving to other countries in Europe for their mobilities to use this Euro sender thing. Yeah, like you send big packages of your luggage.
Okay, yes.
And then they had several issues because they were going to Sweden and France. It's a bit further. But for me, it's one ferry away. And so I just manually like brought all my luggages. And then when I arrived in Turku, I thought like, okay, some of my classmates were already there to like pick me up from the train stations.
Oh,
Shout out
nice.
to Division Enna, thank you. And I thought like when I got out of the train, I was, wow, this city is big. Relatively compared to my city where I came from in Tartu,
Which
Estonia.
city were you in already?
It's like a small town in Estonia, Tartu. Here, when I got here, I was like, okay, there's a lot more going on,
Wow,
it seems.
200,000 inhabitants.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Minjeong, how many people in Seoul?
You know, I always problem to say number in English, so I don't know.
6 digits? Are we talking 5 digits, 6 digits?
You can say in
Yes.
Korean, and then
this
people
is
will
cool
translate.
also. It's a cool thing that I learned with the Korean girls. You count differently on your hands.
Yeah, that's true. Like we just count like
They,
this.
we cannot show it. Maybe I don't know if the camera is still.
We just like 1십, 100, 1000만, 10만, 100만, 1000만, maybe 1000만, 1000만.
Maybe Tonman,
Maybe
guys.
Tonman.
Yeah, okay.
Now the
Now you
people-
know.
1,000.
I'm not sure.
Dear people listening to this, it's your job now to go to Google Translate
Yeah,
and know what it means.
They say like 9,000.
Million?
9,000.
Like, they say like this.
9
million.
million.
Oh,
9
God.
million.
Oh,
9
God.
million.
9 million.
It's like
Okay, in Seoul.
Yeah, in
Okay,
Seoul.
that's
Oh
more than
my
the whole
God.
Finland.
It's great.
That's
yeah,
more
yeah,
than-
it's twice
Yeah.
Finland.
Whoa, that's true. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Fascinated. Yeah.
We were discussing this, like, oh, these are busy city, and she was like, because me, I was complaining about Paris. I'm like, oh, there are too many people, and Minjeong was like, well, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
No,
me,
the-
like it was chill.
The
It's
thing,
like
the
2
thing in
million
Paris,
inhabitants
the
less.
thing in Paris is like people are stuck in
Yeah,
a
maybe
small
it's
area.
larger also.
Maybe that's why there are not that much people, but they are very concentrated in one small
Yeah, it's
Little
really dense.
pile of.
Oh, but still for me, it's not dense. Like Seoul is.
Yeah, it
Okay,
must be
okay.
horrible.
Yeah.
Like
From your
Finnish
standard.
people, they would have heart attack all the time.
Yeah, like I would say also like in Manila we have, at least in the city itself, because there's like a big metropolitan, it's just 1.5 million people.
Okay, it's like Lyon approximately.
Yeah, and we have this experience with like trains
Yeah, being pushed.
cramped. Yeah, we're like sardines inside the trains, and it's really like you really have to. Oh, sorry, I pushed the mic also. So I like pushing people literally from the like at the door to like okay, squeeze in. But here it's like okay, when you go inside the bus, you find your spot. You don't necessarily have to sit next to somebody. You always have to find some.
You should avoid to sit
Yeah.
next to
Avoid.
someone.
Even if it means like you have to like go at the back, which is kind of too far because here I don't know, it's like a thing that you have to enter at the driver's side.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, which I did not like. I don't know. I don't understand.
It's to check that you pay.
Yeah. It's kind of like, oh shucks, it's far, and then it's moving, and then I'm carrying all of this stuff. But yeah, and then when I was surprised with the city, and then when I got to my apartment, because it was like an 18 square meter room with a shared kitchen with 11 people.
Yeah, we had the same.
And then I was just thinking like, oh shit. Like when I entered, there was nothing. And I was used to, at least back in Estonia, I had like a bed and a...
Didn't have a bed?
No, I did not have a bed. It
Oh,
wasn't
it was
furnished.
unfurnished.
It was, oh yeah, it was unfurnished.
Because for us, we had the bed, desk,
Yeah,
etc.
everything. We
Yeah.
had.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was like, oh my God.
And you were not aware that it was unfurnished.
No, I was aware, but I was a bit disappointed because I was expecting at least the unfurnished room to be clean.
It was. Oh my.
It was.
Wasn't
You
it
were
clean?
living in the part of the student village that it has the reputation for being dirty. Like really
Yes.
often they are like the kitchens, some parts are never cleaned because it's so dirty that the cleaning people, they are like, okay, I will
It's
not take care of
unbearable.
it. At some point, they are not supposed to be slaves also. You need to be decent and to treat like the place with respect, because they were, for example, a friend, he showed me a picture of a rice cooker with like rotten stuff inside. I'm like, if I'm working as a cleaner, at some point it's like, you need to respect me also.
Yeah.
Like, I will not clean this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
disgusting.
Oh, that's just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so weird because it's only certain part of the student village. Like the Erasmus floor, they clean everything.
So what happened? What dark,
Yeah, I
what
don't
dark
understand this
story behind this place?
I don't know. Like, I just think that people, when they move out, they just leave their stuff there in the
Yeah.
common kitchen, and then it's really.
Give your unused stuff to people, or
Yeah,
to Kirputtori
advice
maybe,
to
or
the people who are leaving the student village, really post a message on Facebook or tell people that you are leaving food or objects somewhere. Like, don't throw it directly in the trash or let it rot.
Yeah,
Hazzy's
yeah.
place.
And the
But you mentioned something about the food. What
Yeah.
was like?
yeah, that was my question.
Yeah,
No,
the food. How did for me as a French person, it was really hard, the food.
Yeah, and
It's-
you were
I
you were
still
mentioning
struggle.
this food, and then AMG was mentioning her emergency noodles. So that made me wonder, like, oh yeah, from people who come from such different culture. I mean, even for us as French people, Finnish food is a cultural shock. So
The bread,
imagine
the
like,
cheese.
okay,
My parents are.
for you guys, it must have been quite.
Yeah, the spices, for example. Like,
Yeah.
Do you go to the Asian stores to like buy?
A lot.
Oh, eh.
A lot. For me, I didn't bought a lot. For other girls, they bought a lot. Even though it's really expensive, they bought a lot.
Yeah.
But for me, I find like new me. I don't know how to say.
Okay.
But I really like spicy food, and I really like something really spicy, sweet, or salty. But I think I kind of like Finnish foods. Like, I mean, like,
What
The
did you-
rarest of its kind.
Torille.
I mean, I really liked here because, for example, when you go to the Unica, you can find
the
vegetarian-
canteen.
Oh,
You like the
okay.
canteen. Me also, I like the canteen.
Yeah.
And also, I took a lot of yogurts and like milk
yes.
products here. Everything is lactose free for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And here is kind of heaven because I have lactose intolerance, and also I like oat milk. But in Korea, at that moment, now it's better. But oat milk is really expensive. Like one bottle could be 7 or 8 euros.
Whoa.
What?
Okay.
Expensive.
Like 1
It's like
liter?
a diamond coffee.
Yeah, and also for like the milks, there's few lactose-free milks. So when I arrived here, like here was heaven, and there's tons of like tons of yogurts and so many flavors, and I really liked it. To
Yeah.
be honest.
Okay.
That's wonderful. Have you tried mammi?
Oh yeah, and actually I really liked it.
Yeah, me.
Oh my god!
You don't like mammi.
You really are one of your kind. Well,
I love it.
I've only tasted the gluten-free mammi because I can eat the regular one. So maybe that's why. Maybe if I taste the real one,
I think if you
would...
don't like it, you don't like it.
Okay.
It's like
But like I mean,
it's like
black and white.
sardines. It's
Yeah.
love or hate.
but I mean, I hope that many Finnish people are listening to this podcast and they are impressed at MG because like
Mammi is delicious. I buy
Kudos.
so many boxes every time. So for you, what was lacking in Finland, or
I would say like because in terms of like the Asian food, like I still have some stuff from back home that I'm trying to like preserve so that I won't have to buy anything. But it's actually like compared to Estonia, here in Turku, like there's more access to these Asian stores. Although it's a bit expensive, I personally don't buy as much because I'm also like more eager to like eat in the Unica places
yeah.
because it's more complete, and I would say like
you don't do the dishes?
oh yes, that too. And then as long as I'm full, that's good. But then like when I craving for some comfort food from back home, then I will take out from that like treasure box of like yeah, but I don't like necessarily have to use it every day as long as it's not expired.
you count,
Yes.
Yeah.
you count them. You open the box. Oh, there's 3 left.
Yes, you
I
make
can feel bad 3 times
you
more.
make an inventory. I would say like I think like I feel healthier at least when I eat the Finnish food because they say like in the Unica that the food there is like being checked by nutritionists.
They're super
They count
careful.
the grams of proteins. Is kind
Yeah,
of
so it's like, oh my gosh, do I even think about that when I eat my
Ever.
stews? No.
Yeah.
So it's like,
your secret box, like stuff back home. It made me want to ask: did you feel homesickness at some point? For me, it happened during winter. Like I was like, oh, now I miss my friends, I miss my family, and
interesting. Well,
because it's been a while, you haven't been back home. Also, now Minjeong, she wants to stay in Europe.
pretty settled on
Doesn't
the
want to come
idea.
back home.
For me, like when I do my exchange students, maybe because they're really good companies from Korea, so I just really liked here. And also even for food, I think I'm never craving for Korean food. So like I brought a lot of Korean food, but I just gave everything to other Korean girls because I didn't take it. My friends, I really miss them, but like still I
Fine.
enjoy my life
Yeah.
here. It's because I just stay here for a semester. Maybe
Yeah, it
And-
can change a lot the time. But actually, about Korean food or Asian food, people actually don't necessarily know, but there are actually a lot of Asian food market in Turku. I mean, there
Yeah,
are
Yeah.
that's
So
what
I
was.
think so.
I was
yeah.
surprised, like really, like there are so many options, and when you have connections, and then you don't know, like, oh, there's another store, and then you know that, oh, it's cheaper there, so you
Yeah,
go
yeah.
there, and then it's like, okay. the
But
coast
for Hazard and Simon, because both of you, like, you spent quite a lot of time abroad, how does it feel? Like, sometimes do you miss a bit some stuff from back home, or?
if I am being honest, this past 2 years for me in Europe has been really wonderful, like really eye-opening, and I'm just trying to live in the current moment, try not to dwell in those emotions where you get nostalgic,
Yeah.
like, oh, I miss. I mean, I do. Of course, I miss my friends, but it's like this mutual effort that you like. Okay, you have to keep the communication line open, and if one doesn't do it, then it's like, okay, what's gonna happen next? But I'm more eager to meet people here, open myself to new ideas and new perspectives, because I've had this impression that back home I was feeling very suppressed in terms of who I am, how I'm seen by in my environment around me back home, and it was like so
Yeah,
much.
I felt exactly same thing.
And then when I got here in Europe, it was very liberating. So I'm still probably at that phase where I'm still taking it all in, like enjoying the freedom that to me, like I did not have as much. So
Yeah, you felt you had to fit some social expectations.
exactly.
Because we were chatting about this yesterday with
Yeah.
Minjeong, that I think for women in South Korea, it's quite harsh. You really need to marry, find a job, have kids, and that's
and maybe
it.
the beauty standards also are a bit more
Oh, the
harsh.
beauty, yes.
I've heard about that. Yeah,
Yeah, like for example, like I'm really tanned now. When I go back, people will judging me a lot because they like bright and clear white skin colors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
that's crazy because that's one good thing, also positive shock to come in Finland. People don't judge as much as even
Yes.
Yeah,
in
the
France.
physical appearance
Yes.
is
Yeah,
really
even in
not
France,
so important.
people
here.
judged a lot. Even in Paris, I've been spending years in Paris, and you would imagine that it's more cosmopolite, more like no, people still judge you if you walk in the street and there is someone with blue hair walking. People will be like
I can
pointing
confirm.
at her, and
I had blue hair for
Exact-
2 years, and
Oh,
people
yeah.
were calling me Bulma or Strumpf for
yeah, but in
Smurf. I mean,
in Finland, this doesn't really happen. I mean,
No.
not that I know. You can look however you want, put makeup, dress however you want. People are not that much
Judging.
judged. in
or
the
at
street.
least
Yeah.
they keep it for themselves.
Yeah, they keep it from their
Yeah.
for themselves.
And I don't care if you think.
Yeah, as long as they don't say it to your face, and they are.
Yeah.
Of course, it must happen sometimes. That's one thing I prefer in Finland because
Yeah.
the climate was not too much a problem. I'm okay with snow. Well, maybe the dark. The November,
The dark phase, yeah.
first November I spent in Finland, I actually had, I don't know if we can call it a depression, but I had a very, very bad time. And I had to go back home. The doctors tested my blood and they found that I had absolutely zero D vitamin left in my system.
Interesting.
So that was my first experience of November in Finland. But so then the year after that, I
took like the
took a lot of vitamin and such, and it works, and it makes the whole thing goes very smoothly. So these, as long as you get prepared, as long as you prepare yourself to it first, then it's fine. Everything goes fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that vitamin D, like for me, it's like really okay. You have to intake some supplement for compensating for your exposure to the sun. That, like coming from a country that's like sunny always, and it's like okay, who takes vitamin D?
Yeah, and that's why as soon as there's a tiny little bit of sun in Finland, everyone is out, and you see them standing like that in front of the sky and like just
Finally,
absorbing the
light.
sun. And what is this big ball of fire in the sky? I don't remember saying that before.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's very kind of funny to see the first time, and then you live here for several years, and then you understand, and you become just the same.
Exactly. Like my first summer, I was like, why are all these people wearing shades? Like eyeglasses. Like I don't do that like back home, and it's more sunny, I suppose. There.
You were not wearing sunglasses.
It's not a thing. I mean, unless you're like out to like
For style?
party or like really go to the beach, but it's not like an everyday thing.
Yeah, same in Korea.
It's okay.
Really? But
Is it?
Yeah, in
not-
France, everyone wears sunglasses.
Yeah, we find
I mean,
it very...
I think it's because of the genetic things. Cause I heard like Asian people's eye is like I heard like some people from West, white people have weak eyes
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
sun. So so we
Yeah,
don't
because
have to,
blue eyes, for example, you cannot go outside without
Yeah,
sunglasses.
yeah.
But we don't have those kind of
Oh,
things.
well,
so-
I envy you guys.
But
because
now,
it's,
but now it's kind of this. I try to think like, because I'm geographic wise, I'm way north, so probably the sun hits
Oh, that's true. yeah.
closer.
the direction, the angle of the
Yeah.
light.
So
True.
it
yeah.
pierces through your
Yeah.
the sun. So it's like, okay, now I get it's not just some kind of style statement.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought like, Finnish people are so stylish always with their like
They just
No.
suffer.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like practical
This is
matter.
Finland. People do things here for always for a
Always
reason.
for
It's
a
practical
reason.
purpose.
Did you have
Yeah.
like this kind of moments where you were thinking, okay, Europeans are doing really weird things?
Weird.
I would say there are lots of more hipsters here. Europe in general, I would say it's like more like you're more free to express yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm just seeing like all these different styles, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this style is giving. I would trade clothes with that person. It's really right now for me, for example, I'm trying to accentuate more feminine, being more feminine. So I can do all of this. People won't judge me, I
Yeah.
think. And then like when I started like wearing some dresses, I actually feel like a bit scared at first because like, oh
Yeah,
gosh, what would
if you are not used, it's like
yeah, what would people? Because I've had this instance back home where I'm being called out for these stuff. I have been once told like, oh, your hair is too long for a guy.
sad
not-
because you have such nice hair.
It's not.
Yeah,
They
you
are
should keep them,
jealous for
please.
sure.
It's
yeah.
not professional looking. And
Ah.
and then I get here, like I do this stuff, and then I see like also these
No
people.
reactions.
Yeah, or even some people stare at you, and then you get a bit, gosh, what are they like thinking? And then they were just smiling at you, and then
Oh.
it's like, okay, I guess that's a good sense. But what matters more is that you're comfortable with how you are.
Did you have
No.
like a loving experience with Finnish people?
Loving.
I don't know, like flirts or
Love.
even more
Romantic
romantic.
experience.
Sorry. Pardon my French.
It's always a challenge to like mingle with Finnish people in general. I don't know. It's this thing with the coconut. No. I meant like, you know, this like.
I never
do you mean
expect
the
you to say
ananas?
coconut.
No. I meant like,
Because there's a saying in Finland like something about coconut and ananas and something.
I would say like coconuts and peaches, like the analogy that. Like it's really hard to like crack the Finnish people.
Crack the coconut?
Crack the coconut, yes.
Finnish people to coconut.
Yeah, like
And you are the peach.
yes, I'm the peach. Wink, wink. No.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, it's really I would say like loving in terms of like dating or anything, but I've made like several connections, like Finnish friends. For me, that's already is something.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
really
It's already harsh.
like they really open up to you about stuff, and that's the kind of genuine connection that I was looking for, like compared like with the
Yeah.
peach.
But one thing that was so funny to me is that the group of Korean girls, they arrived, they were all almost in a relationship and they all broke up during
Oh,
their stay.
the long
Me, I
distance.
would like to say except me, because there's nothing happened to me, but
Mm-hmm.
everyone have something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really felt that the more you were staying in Finland, the more liberated you were
Yeah.
and getting
Yes.
crazy and
Yeah.
now we want to party. And from what I understood, it was really like liberation to go here. What kind of liberties did it give you here? How did your relationship with men in Korea also change now? Because I feel you are way more independent.
Yeah, and it's long story, but I had a boyfriend when I was in Finland. And then after coming here, I realized it's really toxic and that's not a good relationship. I realized, like, I saw not only for the Finnish people, but also like how European people and now Western people be in relationship with their partner. And then I realized Korean culture about relationship is not good and it's not suits to me too. And also I start to think about my sexual identity too, because in Korea,
Yeah.
there's never ever like opportunity to think about it because people think everyone is hetero. Hetero? Like
Straight, yeah.
Straight folks.
Yeah, we say hetero in French.
Yeah, and also like we don't never talking about our sexual identity normally. But when I come here, everyone just talking about like freely about it and never judge others, and then like we just have so many opportunity to think about it. And how can you feel about when you're bi? Like people talking about how they realize they're bi or gay. I realized like, oh, okay, how about me?
Yeah, it makes you more free to question it, and even if you end up realizing that you're still really are straight, it's still good to be faced with this question in a way that feels okay.
Yeah,
like
in
any
the same
other.
way, like to discover yourself,
Yeah.
just to test,
Yeah.
okay, what am I, where do I feel comfortable?
Yeah, like you're on this journey to like
Yeah.
discovering your most authentic self, and I didn't even feel this when I was in Estonia, like here in Finland. I just felt more open. I felt more eager to discover new things. Our culture, like coming from Asia, it's gosh, we have so many pent up like emotions, you know? And now it's like slowly unraveling itself.
Yeah, and also like I realized how can I live my life by myself? Because in Korea there's so many pressure to students, so like we need to follow the process. Like for example, when you graduate your high school, you need to go to the university directly and you need to study there. If you don't, people make students think you're failed. And then like you need to find job as soon as possible, and then you need to work and you need to earn, you need to be success in the society. And if you want to success, you need earn money as much as possible. And if you want earn money a lot, you need to be accountant, like attorney, doctor.
Yes.
So people always obsessed with those kind of things, and they don't never know like what I really like. But after I was same, so I was keep thinking about like I really wanted to study psychology more, but I every time like I think about money and then maybe I should just study like stop study and then just get a job. But after coming here, like I talk about life with a lot of people, and then I realized, okay, this is my life. I shouldn't feel pressure about my society if I don't really fit in my society. I can go abroad, of course. And then I changed my mind a lot. And then now I start to just thinking about my life and my plan as me. It was really good.
Yeah, like really you decide for you.
Yeah, as you were saying, Hazy, this whole trip, this whole exchange made you face who you really are and discover who you really are. Independently from your culture.
Yeah. I remember like I had this discussion with my Finnish friend, and then like because she has a kid, and then kids in their daycares, the teachers are kind of not encouraging like the kids to like express themselves.
Emotions or
Yeah, and even like for example with the way dress for exam. There was this like kind of costume parties, and then there were these boys who were like wearing like fairy dresses, and it was like, oh my gosh, I felt really.
I'm so jealous. I want
Yes.
to go to primary school.
I've been deprived of that experience. For me, like, okay, this is how open Finland is. I'm really thankful that I'm here. So
And it's something I like about Finland is that at the same time they give you the chance. For example, there are a lot of girls driving trucks here. For me, it's incredible. In France, you never have a girl
Holler.
driving a truck.
Also, the people who do work in the street who are what's the
manual
name?
jobs,
Like, manual
like
job,
building,
like
constructions.
breaking the roads or remaking the roads and such.
Really
you see a
often
lot
they
of
are
women,
women,
and you're like, wow.
And for
like,
French people, it's like,
that's cool. That's cool. I mean,
that's a revolution.
but in Finland,
I think there is still misogyny in Finland, but
Yeah, I mean,
you,
we
you
make it
can
sound-
fight it.
yeah.
I think you have tools to fight it.
we make it sound like a paradise, but of course there are people judging
Yes.
how you dress. Of course there are problems with LGBT people.
Yeah.
There's misogyny. There's everything like in every country, but it's just that it's way less here.
Okay, but guys, now I think we had talked enough. So as a
please.
conclusion, guys, I would like to ask you, do you have one advice to give to new students coming to Turku?
Actually, I think about it last night and I wrote it down.
wow.
Nothing.
Just
No.
survive.
No, like I really like to explore the supermarket in Finland, and then I just wrote it down about the supermarket here and Lidl, S Market, and K Market. Like, I highly recommend.
Lidl is the best advice.
This is the most exotic thing for you here, the
Yeah.
supermarkets.
I mean, like for me, I really like to go to supermarket in every country.
Yeah, I
and then,
like also.
Yeah, and then I just wanted to recommend S Market. Lidl, they only have their own products.
Yeah, yeah.
Cheap, but their own product. But in K Market, so expensive. So S Market or Prisma.
Is
The
a good
balance.
one.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
precise. Precise recommendation.
Okay.
I hope people from S Market heard this and that now you are going to
We
sponsor
would
us.
Yeah.
because-
ask S Market sponsor us.
Uh-huh.
What is your advice as
For new arrivers.
a newcomer?
For newcomers, I would say don't be scared. Easier said than done, but try not to get overwhelmed too much with the difference, whether it's the climate, whether it's
Yeah.
like interaction with people. It will get better eventually. And I would also advise that allow yourself to be more open to new cultures, because in that way that you would have like a better view of the world, like your surroundings. It's kind of difficult at first to like interact with Finnish people. They might not seem approachable compared to your cultures which are relatively warm toward foreigners or other people in general. But give it some time. Just get out there.
Yeah.
That's my best advice.
Yes.
And don't pressure yourself too much because things end up happening to you here. You don't have to be scared that, oh my God, I really have to force myself to go out to meet people. No, don't worry. I feel like in Finland, people just naturally happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People come to talk. Sometimes even if they are shy, they will still try to genuinely be interested in you, in what you want to say.
And this is the thing that I really want to say, especially for the exchange students, because I feel pressured a lot when I arrived here. I thought here is abroad and it would be really hard to make good new friends, and then I forced myself to go to the party even though I feel tired, and then I just trying to go out every day. I didn't have to do that because like there's so many opportunity to meet friends, and there's so many activities.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't have to.
Yeah.
So you should listen to it podcast to learn about new activities.
Yes, we will tell you everything you can go.
Okay.
Get
Well,
out.
thank you guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for
That's
inviting
the end
us.
and the beginning of lunch. Bye bye.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
It's a sign